Bitcoin surges past $3,200, creating a new all-time peak. Today we're talking about Bitcoin hitting $10,000. Let's stay realistic here, not 100,000, not 1 million, just we're gonna aim for $10,000. Welcome to Kubera. This has been an exciting past couple of weeks. So if you guys remember, I made videos about people who were like selling at $1,800, and I know plenty who have done that. And that is, well, it's unfortunate. Weak hands were selling. The people who were going to sell did. The people who are going to hold before August 1st, on to August 1st, and past August 1st are still holding, and they're very happy because it surged past $3,200. As of making this video right now, it's at $31.66 and 72 cents. It's been fluctuating like crazy. There's some new sales going in because people who have it are like, whoa, wow, I just made a couple $100 or a couple thousand or even tens of thousands of dollars within like 2 days. So suddenly there's a bunch of new sales, but there's also, this is what I don't get, like personally, I wouldn't be buying at a high, but there's plenty of people who are like, woo, it's time to buy now. I'm gonna loan out all my money and yeah, let's buy some Bitcoin. It's not good to buy at a high, but I mean, if you are holding it, but it's still like, no matter what you're doing, if you're looking even 5-10 years from now, it's good to wait like a couple weeks or a couple months, and then boom, you can buy it at a little bit of a low, especially if you're buying bulk. But anyways, so a lot of people are freaking out right now, just like always. This is natural, this is normal in the crypto sphere. They're freaking out no matter which way we go, up, down, loop-de-loop, everywhere. And I just want to bring everyone back down to the ground a little bit. I want to stay realistic here. Like, there's people out there, it's basically this nice circle tug all the way at the top where there's a bunch of people who are pretty much going and they're saying to each other like, yeah, Bitcoin's gonna hit $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. Oh man, we're all gonna be millionaires. We're gonna be rich. All we have to do is just hold, let Bitcoin be Bitcoin. Someone actually said that. Let Bitcoin be Bitcoin. Super innovative. Oh wow, fantastic. And that basically means that, well, if we're gonna let Bitcoin be Bitcoin, it's gonna actually hit, if it's gonna hit those prices, the fees are going to be insane and all of that stuff, which is now, well, we've been fixing things slowly but surely with these updates, with Sedgwick, with Bitcoin Cash. I'm just kidding. Bitcoin Cash has been falling like crazy. It's been being dumped, and it's sad to look at Bitcoin Cash. Anyways, so yeah, there's a bunch of people who are like, woo, it's going to hit these giant numbers. Technically, it could, because the world out there right now, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it was either around 83 or 84 trillion dollars. That's how much money there is out there in the world. That's not how much cash, how much fiat currency, but this is including like stocks and debt and all this stuff. Anyways, so that is a lot of money, of course. Just tens of trillions of dollars. Now, in order for Bitcoin to reach these crazy numbers that some of these analysts are throwing out there, it would literally need to have, you know, well above a $1 trillion market cap. I mean, just tens of trillions of dollars we're talking about for the whole crypto sphere. If Bitcoin goes up, if Bitcoin is at $1 trillion by itself, I mean, there's going to be plenty of more new coins coming out. We're thinking about Ethereum and Ripple and Litecoin and all these big boys. Their market caps are going to rise like crazy as well. What happens when there's suddenly multiple cryptos with trillion-dollar market caps? That's something to think about there. But some people have been saying, oh yeah, well, it could reach those high numbers technically if the dollar value would go down, if fiat currency starts crashing. And that's what a lot of people are hoping and predicting. They're like, yeah, fiat currency is going to start crashing. By the way, if it would start crashing, government bodies, the rich people, all that, there's going to be some interesting chaos, and there would be a whole slew of things happening before it would actually crash. So it's an insanely long journey. But technically, yes, Bitcoin could reach hundreds of thousands of dollars with hyperinflation and millions of dollars even, but at that point it doesn't make sense. But there's some people who are saying it's going to reach $100,000 at its current dollar value today, which is interesting because, see, when you're like a layman and you don't know anything about Bitcoin and you watch videos where there's a bunch of people and they're like, oh yeah, $100,000, then you start believing it. And then, you know, something like, oh, $10,000, that's no problemo. I mean, if we're going to hit 100,000, shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars, right? No problemo. Everything's going to be fine. And looking at the past charts, it's nice because technically, yeah, I mean, it keeps growing. There's more people who are involved in Bitcoin and in the cryptoverse. I mean, that's why I got into this. As you guys know, I was looking at the Google Trends. I see a lot of people are typing in Bitcoin, Ethereum. What is Bitcoin? The difference between Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. What is cryptocurrencies? Should I invest in it? And there's a bunch more people who, I mean, over the springtime, and especially over the springtime, because you see, this is what gets people in. You see a bunch of new millionaires overnight. I mean, it didn't really happen overnight, but a lot of people believe that. And with just that belief, you're able to reel in a bunch of people. And truthfully, I'm excited to see where Bitcoin's going to be headed. I mean, duh, everyone is. I think Bitcoin can definitely hit $4,000. I think $10,000 is a reasonable goal within the next couple of years. I'm trying to stay like, you know, everything's gonna keep going as it is. I think Bitcoin's gonna be naturally falling, going up, falling, crashing again. I think it's definitely gonna hit below $3,000 again, but there has to be a certain point where it does stabilize. Anyways, it's nice that even if you're investing in other altcoins and they don't do so well, you're able to make up some of the losses, if not all of your losses, when Bitcoin goes up, and then you're selling Bitcoin when you convert the altcoins into Bitcoin. In order for Bitcoin to hit $10,000 though, here's what needs to happen. It needs to be fast, it needs to work, it needs to be good and easy to use for the average person who knows nothing about it. And one of the biggest barriers in it is really selling, buying Bitcoin, getting the Bitcoin, because people are interested in Bitcoin. However, in order to get it, there's a lot of people who aren't comfortable or just don't want to go through the first, I mean, it's a journey. You pick an exchange or even some guy off of a forum section or local Bitcoins, Paxful, you know, these websites that allow you to connect with people. In order to buy the Bitcoin, a lot of people who are selling it, who have Bitcoin, are selling it at a markup. So you're paying anywhere from 10 to 30, even 40, 50% above the market rates for your Bitcoin, depending on where you go. Now, you are able to go to exchanges which sell it for less than the individual sellers and dealers. However, with them, you have to pretty much give away everything, like your identity, which is driver's license, passport, your social security number, your billing address, details about your credit card, and it goes on, and you have to take selfies, and it needs to be a high definition photo, and you need to write why you're using Bitcoin. There's certain exchanges, for example, Bitstamp, where they have locked people's accounts, and they're asking, where did you buy the Bitcoin from? Where did it arrive? What are you going to use it for? How much more Bitcoins are you going to buy? Ba-da-ba-da-bam, ba-da-ba-da-bam. And people who, well, there's a whole wide reason. I mean, apart from the average Joe who's just not comfortable with it and they don't want to. I mean, for example, me, when I was flying to Copenhagen, I mean, a couple months back, and then to Poland, I was having a bunch of issues with CEX. This is why I never will use CEX again. I am just done with them. I hate them. So CEX pretty much asked me to verify my information. All right, that's fine. I'm verified with Coinbase. I'm verified with all these other exchanges. Whatever, I get it, I get the drill, so I send in all my information, and I'm waiting. It's a waiting game. That's the worst part. It's also like you want something instant. The average Joe, you know, they want to buy something. They don't have to wait a couple days or even weeks, so they want to buy it, and I submitted all my information. It's a couple days. They asked me to send in more information. All right, whatever. I'm a little annoyed, but I sent in more information. Turns out I need to keep resending selfies. I need to take a selfie of me with my passport and like writing, and I need to write my name and stuff, and in like legal terms, and I'm like, what is going on? And pretty much at this point, you know, I'm about to travel. I wasn't able to purchase the Bitcoin because they still didn't fully verify my account. And I think I pretty much wrote them an email like, yo, hey, can we please solve this? Da-da-da. I'm going outside of normal support. Finally, I think I got verified after multiple days after I had to send in like all my documents. And so, okay, whatever. I purchased the Bitcoins. It was an insane markup. I forgot what it was, but like maybe 15% or 20% or whatever for an exchange, which is a lot. They can go up to 30% sometimes. Anyways, so I bought the Bitcoin at a pretty nice markup, and I was like, and then I was trying to withdraw it. They locked my account. They locked my account. That's the problem with exchanges. So even if you get the Bitcoin, sometimes you have problems just using the platform. It's down. There's DDoS attacks. And I wrote him an email pretty much saying like, yo, if you don't unlock my account, I'm charging back. I'm never using your platform again. They did unlock my account, but I'm still never using their platform again. They can kiss my booty. And the average Joe just doesn't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with their accounts being locked. The exchanges are down. They have to submit a bunch of information that, you know, they may or may not have. And it's just a giant waiting game. They want something, they want something now. I understand why the current system is how it is, but in order for Bitcoin to rise, there needs to be more people that are coming in, which is good so far because everything's kind of expanding. As you can see, people are interested in it. There's a lot of hype. It's getting better. It's getting newer, nicer updates, and people are like okay with that, and I think that's going to be fine. But it just needs to be simplified so the average person who knows nothing about it is comfortable buying it, is able to hold it, and everything's nice. Also, there needs to be more banks and just average merchants that are accepting it in order for it to start going up. There needs to be more websites that are okay with using Bitcoin, and for that, there needs to be some stability. In order for it to get to $10,000 or even $5,000, there needs to be more stability, because if every single time we go up a little bit and then we go down a little bit, everybody's freaking out, and it's so volatile, there's so much speculation that is going all over the place. Merchants don't want to lose 20% because, listen, there's some people, miners, merchants, there's individuals out there that need to get the Bitcoin and then sell it right then and there. So they're not able to wait a couple days, couple weeks, even a couple months for the price to go up, down, wherever they want it to go, right? So if they need to sell, cash out the Bitcoin right then and there. And for some merchants, you know, the way they get Bitcoin is they sell services for 5% less, 10% less. So that hurts them even more, but they want more traffic. So there's certain levels of psychology and marketing involved in why they do that. But still, if it's so volatile that in a single day the price can go up or down a couple $100, well, yeah, it hurts people. So it needs to stabilize a little bit. But overall, I think $10,000 is definitely possible. $100,000, in order to get there, is it possible? Sure. The probabilities, though, like, you do realize that before it gets there, there's going to be a lot of people cashing out. There's going to be there are definitely going to be a lot more regulations, and for the average person to get involved with something that's only like tens of thousands of dollars, just the fact that you're buying 0.00001 of something, like, it just feels weird, okay? So I think the market cap of cryptos in general, yeah, it'll hit $1 trillion. It'll hit $5 trillion, $10 trillion. But before we start caring about the prices, it's more how many people can we get inside of it? Can we make the current situation work? Because right now, no, not everything is perfect. There's a bunch of people out there that are freaking out. Calm down, because we're not where we should be just yet. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to stay in the present moment and not be up in the clouds like, woo, we're all millionaires. Anyways, my name is Mike. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we shall see you on to the next one. Daily videos every single day. That I messed up, but we're all human. Bye.